Today is Thursday, June 30th, 2016, and it's been revealed that Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO, head honcho, founder of Facebook, is building a 6-foot wall around his Hawaii compound. Now, people are complaining, the locals that is, are saying that the wall is going to block the view of the ocean. It may impede trade winds. It's too tall. It's 6 foot tall. I think it was a person that was 5'8" that says when they're walking along the wall, all they're going to see is wall. Wall, wall, wall. People are complaining. Now, from my point of view, I say, Mark Zuckerberg, hey, if you want to build a wall around your compound, and go for it. It's your property. You can do whatever you want. And he's not violating any laws. So I say more power to him. However, there's some hypocrisy here because Mark Zuckerberg obviously is a big time liberal. And he's also somebody that's very outspoken. He goes to different conferences. He'll meet with Obama. He's a very liberal guy and he's very politically involved. So check out this clip and it'll kind of give you a little bit more context as to what I'm saying. And I'll come back and talk about it.
And that's why I think the work that we're all doing is so important. Because we can actually give more people a voice. Instead of building walls, we can help people build bridges. And instead of dividing people, we can help bring people together. We do it one connection at a time. One innovation at a time. Day after day after day.
So you saw that very short clip. You pretty much see where I'm going here. You're a hypocrite. You want to talk about Trump building walls and how that's somehow a bad thing. You want to allude to xenophobia, Islamophobia, or whatever it is, Mexicophobia, whatever it is. You want to allude to that for him trying to build a wall to protect the country. But yet you say you can build a wall wherever you want. If it's your property, you can do whatever you want. And that's fine. A 6-foot wall around your Hawaii compound is all good. And you also have a compound in San Francisco with a similar wall. But this wall right here, take a look. You got brick, steel. It looks impenetrable. You probably couldn't get your Mad Max car leveled up all the way to 100% to ram through that, right? That's impenetrable. And then his neighbors were complaining in San Francisco for building that wall, right? He had similar complaints as to what Trump is getting for building a wall or thinking about building a wall on the southern border between the U.S. and Mexico, right? So it's hypocritical to say the least. You're going to be against Trump building a wall to protect our country, to protect regular citizens that do not have the resources as a Mark Zuckerberg does to be able to build walls around his compounds around the world, right? You have an impenetrable fortress going on in San Francisco, and you're trying to erect one right now in Hawaii, right on the beach, where, by the way, you have all public beaches. So if he has a house right there on the water, people can just post up right in front of his crib if it's the beach right there. But so you're going to build a wall between the people that are on the beach and your house. And that's fine. If you're Mark Zuckerberg, you're worth $1 billion. I say go for it, build a wall, but you can't be a hypocrite now. If it's good for you, it's good for us too, right? And he's also somebody that is against guns. He's like a big gun control guy. He wants to collude with the White House and Obama to have a lot of gun control. I think they banned person-to-person gun sales on Facebook. Now, I don't know how you really do that. I've heard some rumors that he's banned any mention of guns. Like, let's say your post has a picture of a gun or it mentions something about guns. It may be like kind of pushed to the bottom of your algorithm and or it may just be completely deleted. I'm not sure if that's true or false, but I don't know how else you really be able to stop person-to-person gun sales on Facebook. Because if I just post a picture and I say, hey, I have X, Y, and Z gun for sale, come meet me at X, Y, and Z place. How do you really prevent that? But I digress. The whole point is that he is an anti-gun person, but yet and still he has 16 armed bodyguards that are available 24/7 at your disposal to protect yourself, your wife, and your baby. You have a fortress in San Francisco, impenetrable, that you can't get a Mad Max car to ram through. You have another fortress you're building in Hawaii, and you spent $16 million on the security, by the way, over the past few years. And I'm pretty sure more millions of dollars in this high-tech wall that you're building. And I'm pretty sure it has security cameras and everything else. You have miniature fortresses at your disposal because you have income at your disposal. But yet you want to be against somebody like me who just wants a gun to protect himself in his modest little apartment. See, that's kind of how liberals behave. It ain't good for the goose if it's good for the gander in their eyes. Do as I say, not as I do. He can have everything that I mentioned, but we can't have a simple gun, a handgun or a rifle or whatever it is to protect ourselves the same way he wants to protect himself. Why is his life more important? Because he has more money. We're all human beings here. Human life is human life. If you want to be for human life, you should be against abortion. You should be for Second Amendment rights to have the ability to protect yourself with arms. And the thing is, you have the opportunity to do those things, Mr. Zuckerberg. I mean, you don't have to own a gun yourself because, like I said before, you have 16 armed bodyguards that go with you wherever you are. Just like when you were in China in this smog-filled photo, you had armed guards around you right there. They're around you everywhere you go. And then when you come home, you have a fortified fortress, right? And this is the same old as it relates to liberal hypocrisy. I mean, Barack Obama and the White House do the same thing. You see what they're doing. They're building the actual fence around the White House. I think it's 6 feet taller. I'm not quite sure exactly how tall it's going to be, but they're building it taller. They're going to improve the top of it. They're going to put more spikes on it. So it'll make it harder for people to be able to jump over it, which has happened recently. It was a guy that jumped over it. He didn't make it too far. It was another guy that jumped over the fence before they actually upgraded the spikes. He jumped over the fence and actually made his way into the actual White House. Now, luckily, Barack Obama was never in any danger. I don't think Obama was actually there at the time, but the guy got into the White House. So when they saw that, it's like, hey, we have somebody that just ran over the fence and got into a dangerous situation where he could have potentially hurt the president. So what we're going to do is we're going to build the wall taller. So how is that any different than saying that, hey, we have a problem at the southern border with all of these illegal immigrants scaling the border, digging a tunnel underneath it, or just going straight through the border where there is no actual security barrier and then coming into the United States and causing problems. And as a result of all those things, maybe the solution should be to build a big wall to prevent that from happening. How is that any different? And also at the White House, you have snipers on top of the roof, people that have strategic location to see what's going on, high-powered telephoto lenses to be able to see from the top of the actual roof down to the ground and all around the perimeter, right? All of that high-tech, very expensive security stuff that the average person is not able to procure. So in closing, I say to any of these liberals that have all these things, that have all these ability to be able to protect themselves, alarm systems, fortresses, moats, armed bodyguards, 24/7, all these different things that cost an extremely large amount of money. You are a hypocrite if you say that an average citizen should not be able to get a $500 gun to be able to protect themselves, their wives, their children, family members, friends, etc. That's just basic common knowledge. And I think that at a certain point, you had these liberals that get so much money, they get into that ivory tower mode and they feel like, oh, well, I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want and nobody will really challenge me because I am who I am. I'm Mark Zuckerberg. I'm worth $1 billion. I'm Barack Obama. I'm the president. Nobody can tell me anything. And that's just the wrong way to be. So what do you think? Do you think that Mark Zuckerberg should be able to build his wall? I mean, I do. I say, hey, you have private property. That's your business. If it's not against the law, which it shouldn't be because it's your private property, I say go for it. If you want to build a prison, go for it. I don't think a prison would look good on a Hawaiian island just on a personal level, but if that's what you want to do, then go for it. However, you can't at the same time say that we can't have, as regular citizens, we can't have basic protection, right? Or do you think that he should not build a wall at all? He should just let himself be open the same way that the southern border is pretty much open to whoever wants to come through. Do you really believe in open borders? If you believe in open borders, like there shouldn't be any countries, you should just be able to just freely go wherever you want. Then what about your own personal life? Do you think that there shouldn't be any locks on doors, any alarms on cars? Do you think there shouldn't be any safes? Do you think there shouldn't be any kind of way to protect yourself? A shower curtain or anything? You should just be able to have complete open access to everybody. Now, if you don't think that, then where does the actual access stop? Where does it stop? Do you think, okay, so there's no border on a nation, so where does the border begin, right? Does it begin at your house? Does it begin in your car? Does it begin in your bedroom, your bathroom? Where does it actually begin? I don't have much more to say about it. I think at the end of the day, this was a clear example of liberal hypocrisy. You saw Mark Zuckerberg in the video clip that I played talked about not building walls. Meanwhile, he's literally building a wall right now. How do you able to get on stage and obviously contradict yourself and obviously be a hypocrite? That's just how liberals are. I have links to everything that I talked about in the description box below so you can check it out, so you can see the actual wall, the video of it. So that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.